The first confirmed case of the coronavirus hitting home in St. Joseph County.
As of today, I can confirm that we have one positive case here in St. Joseph County.
We have more live ABC 57 team coverage across the state where more colleges are shutting down, events are being canceled, and people are preparing for the worst.
ABC 57, tracking the coronavirus, reporting facts, not fears, Michiana's impact, and where we go from here. Plus, weekdays at 5:30, 30 minutes of in-depth coronavirus coverage. See the difference. ABC 57 News.
Testing availability is still a little bit limited, and so we want to make sure that we're testing the patients that really have serious risk to contract the infection.
If testing makes sense, residents are asked to drive up to the facility and physicians will come directly to their vehicle and do the swab right there.
We are now at a turning point where additional measures are necessary to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in the South Bend region.
St. Joseph County and the city of South Bend are banning non-essential travel, but the city of Michiana, right next door, refuses to take that step.
We don't want to add to panic.
All schools in both Indiana and Michigan now shutting down for the rest of the school year.
If somebody in our household has COVID-19, how should we handle it?
If you live in a house with other people, you pick a room and stay in that room and have one person that's dedicated to come in and out of that room, and just trying to minimize time with that person and keep everything clean.
Tonight, ABC 57 putting your hands to the test. To start, we put glow germ all over this door handle.
See how it will easily transfer to different surfaces.
I shut the door with my clean hands, turned both light switches on, pulled out a chair, and picked up the phone. With the lights out, you can clearly retrace my steps.
Wash your hands is one of the most common phrases we've heard the past 2 months, but how can you be sure what you're using is really getting the job done?
Using a germ-growing experiment under the close guidance of Dr. Vic Maida from the Elkhart Clinic, I put 3 hand sanitizers to the test up against soap and water.
Breaking right now, the first confirmed COVID-19 death inside the motel set up to house the homeless with coronavirus symptoms in Roseland.
I spoke with more than 70 years of medical experience. They told me they've never seen anything like the coronavirus pandemic.
It's scary, but we're facing it all together every day.
Personal protective equipment is a must, and with social distancing guidelines, the workflow has dramatically shifted.
I can't interact with the patient the same way that I have before.
So far, 162 Hoosiers have died inside 74 different long-term care facilities statewide. But with very few exceptions, the public is not informed at all. And some patients' families, even workers at the nursing homes themselves, say they aren't either.
Both Michigan and Indiana do not require any notification to the public of any coronavirus cases inside these nursing homes.
Tonight, ABC 57 News sources and emails we obtained confirm the largest local outbreak is inside the Cardinal Nursing and Rehabilitation Center on East LaSalle Avenue in South Bend, where 54 residents have tested positive. 3 of them have died, and 7 staffers have also tested positive. St. Joe County overall have enough test kits, the swabs, and all the tools it needs to do widespread testing these days?
I think the real challenge right now is, even if we could do widespread testing, is that the right approach at this time?
Tonight, an ABC 57 exclusive, conquering the coronavirus.
I was not sure when I called my wife with about 5 minutes warning that I was going on the ventilator that wouldn't be the last conversation.
A top doctor at Spectrum Health Lakeland diagnosed with COVID-19 during the first weeks of the pandemic.
Lowell was in the center of the battle. You know, he was a general in this battle.
Tonight, we take you inside his story of survival, the treatment that saved his life, and his vow to save others from what he went through.
We're all in this together. This is a tough virus.
What kind of COVID cons do you need to be looking out for, and what can we do about these con artists?
The last thing we want is for people to think that they are actually keeping their families safe, and they're not.
She gave me dates for 2021 at the Blue Dress Barn, and In order for us to take it, we would have to officially cancel our 2020 wedding, forfeit the $4,500, and then pay another $4,500.
A local couple battling with their wedding venue over payment and the cancellation of their ceremony due to the coronavirus pandemic. Since our first report aired, about a dozen more couples sent us tips about similar experiences. For the first time, the owners of the venue are speaking out.
If anybody thinks that we're not financially impacted by COVID, they're wrong.
We have people threaten to burn down our barn.
At a safe social distance, Joel Gebbe, the chief nuclear officer for American Electric Power, opened up about the major changes forced by the coronavirus, including cutting the number of workers at the plant from about 800 a day to 400, and making sure the power stays on for everyone stuck at home during the pandemic. So as every employee comes to work now, they have to stop at this particular station. They can put on safety latex gloves, then they have to take their own temperature to make sure they don't have a fever. 97.7, not bad.
The coronavirus pandemic has brought sweeping change from everything to how first responders handle calls to the types of calls they're responding to.
Car crashes dropped dramatically. Bars were closed, so fights and disturbances at those establishments went down too.
On the other hand, Schultz tells me domestic violence and psychiatric calls went up.
ABC 57 News investigates essential goods like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and eggs flying off store shelves right now. And when you're able to find them, the price tag might be higher than you've ever seen. Several retailers throughout Indiana and Michigan are being accused of gouging prices during the coronavirus pandemic.
The coronavirus pandemic taking its toll on small businesses in downtown South Bend.
How can we survive this?
ABC 57 wants everyone to shop local as much as they can during the pandemic to help small stores stay afloat.
The farmer that we buy our eggs from could be somebody who lives in your neighborhood.
If you haven't already, you're going to want to make sure to get your hands on one of these. Now, when the clock strikes 12 tonight, you will be required to wear a face mask anywhere you go. It's just one of the new requirements laid out by the St. Joe County Health Department.
Are we truly expected to be turning customers away if they come in without a mask?
Mask up or pay up. That could be the new norm for businesses not enforcing the rules in St. Joseph County. Right now, an ordinance to fine businesses for not enforcing the coronavirus mask requirement is being drafted in St. Joe County.
If this ordinance is passed, it would mean that any business could be fined if, let's say, I walk in without wearing a mask and they agree to serve me anyway. Now, I wouldn't be reprimanded personally, but the owners of this business would be.
Breaking news affecting every Hoosier watching right now. Governor Eric Holcomb mandating the use of face masks across Indiana after a spike in coronavirus cases and hospitalizations.
That mandate goes into effect this upcoming Monday, and there will be consequences for those who fail to comply. Notre Dame football players are back on campus this week.
Are you testing daily? Is it weekly? Is it just on players who show symptoms?
You will not be able to get into the football building unless you've been tested.
ABC 57 live team coverage on the return of sports amid the pandemic.
Here at St. Joseph High School in South Bend, multiple student athletes tested positive for COVID-19.
The teachers union asking for a 9-week delay to kind of allow this recent spike to play out. But you don't really like putting a date on it, correct?
This week we saw at least a draft of a plan from South Bend schools that was tied to specific dates on the calendar, and I think that's problematic.
More and more Michiana schools going virtual to start the school year.
Safety is our highest priority.
Penn High School here will remain closed and empty until at least late October.
And right now, the South Bend Community School Corporation is considering revisions to its plan to bring students back to class in person.
People I spoke with said that South Bend schools should err on the side of caution when it comes to when students can physically return back to school.
If one person, either the teacher or a student, gets it, then you pretty much have to almost shut down that whole school.
The school year is here, and accurate information is more important than ever, whether kids are learning inside the classroom or at home. ABC 57 is committing our resources to your child's safety. Extensive coverage in every newscast, only on ABC 57 News.